right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Indie Faith. We are on episode 13. You're here with Jules and Mary.
Hey.
We talked about this topic a little in the previous one.
Yep.
But this episode, we wanted to dive a little bit more further into it because I think it's hilarious. But Polynesian functions and events. So like, what makes our one so different to
let's say Palangi's one or any other cultures.
Yeah. So so what does make ours different?
I think there's a lot of things. I've noticed like whenever I talk about island functions or any functions, there's always so many of us.
Yeah.
There's always a lot. Whereas with my non-islander, Palangi friends, they just can't fathom that amount of people in the one sort of gathering.
Yeah.
They're like, how?
But then it's like we can never have a small one anyway.
Yeah.
Because like even just our immediate family.
Yeah.
Like in mine, like just my mom, dad, and my siblings, there's 10 of us.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's probably just one.
The amount.
Yeah. Especially with COVID and shit. And that's only the kids, but then with their own kids, there's still more views.
Yeah. Yeah. And like including our partners and our kids.
Yeah.
And yeah. Like I remember I went to we moved out and we decided we'll all move into one house.
Yeah.
And that's like me, my siblings, my parents, plus our partners and our kids.
Yeah.
So at the time it was 14.
I think it's more.
Yeah, it's more now. There's 16 now.
Okay, yep.
But and everyone at work were like, oh yeah, so you moved in with your family. And I was like, yeah. 14 of us. Like, what? So you mean your cousins and no.
Yeah.
Just my siblings. And our kids.
Yeah. And your partners.
Yeah. But then combine it with like, our cousins.
Yeah.
We've like, I think for us, on our mum's side alone would be just under 50 people.
I think it's hit 50 people now.
Oh, yeah.
Including the grandkids.
Yeah. It's and partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's over now.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had something I wanted to have, like a get together I wanted to organize. And my partner said just immediates. And my partner, his immediates is just his two grandparents, his mum, his auntie and uncle, and then his 3 brothers. 2 are his actual blood brothers, but one, we just count him as a brother because they grew up together. And he's pretty much a brother anyway, but it's his cousin.
Yeah.
So when he invited I was like, oh, but you got to invite a cousin? And I went, oh, that's not fair. You got to invite cousins. I should invite my cousins. And he's like, I only have one cousin. I was like, oh.
I only have one auntie and uncle.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, I only have the one cousin. And like, he goes, and you're being slack because he's pretty much my brother anyway. And I was like, I knew he's the brother.
Yeah.
But I was like, try to twist it. I was like, so since you're inviting cousins, can I invite my cousins? He's like, you have 75 cousins. I was like, whoa, settle down. You're exaggerating. And he's like, no, I'm not. If you include your grandparents, your parents, uncles and aunties, cousins, and their partners and their kids, that's already over 50 people. And I was like, well, we'll come back to this later.
Yeah. I had the same thing with when I got engaged and we were planning the wedding.
Yeah.
Why the wedding hasn't happened.
Yeah. We have postponed plans.
I think we're going on 4 years engaged.
We're close. 3. Because we haven't argued. It's just as soon as we start, like I'm lying, we argue.
Yeah. As soon as we like everything's fine, the venue, blah 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 blah. Whenever we get to the invites, then it's an issue.
I'm pretty sure it's an issue for everyone.
We don't argue about because he knows, like like if he invites his cousins and his aunties and uncles, it's hard, like quarter of what we have. But then when it comes to my side, I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'll have my cousins and my uncles too. And then it's like, but now we've gone over 100 people. And that's still majority of your family.
We just have big families though.
Yeah.
leave. Mind you, my partner does have a big family too, but I think a lot of them are overseas. But yeah, most of like our cousins on our mum's side.
Yeah, but that's like second cousins and all that.
Oh yeah. That's
But
actually
for
true.
us, it's first cousins that's already like overboard.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Because if we include our second cousins,
it's even bigger fights.
I think there's a population of New South Wales.
We have to close down roads and shit.
Not to mention their travel.
Yeah, and who they're gonna stay with.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah. Okay.
Did you have you ever like growing up had like family from overseas sleepover?
Yeah,
because for a function.
Yeah. I think every islander has gone through that.
Yeah,
like you guys suddenly become the hotel service for the overseas
the hotel,
people.
the taxi, the
food.
Even that, like you're already worried about the function food, and then you have to have the like everyday dinners, which is also a function.
Yeah. And it's not like one or two people staying with you, man. It's like quite a number of people will be staying with you.
Yeah. And we use up every single room, like the lounge, the mattresses, or mats.
Yeah. All the like people coming from overseas get rooms.
Yeah.
And we all get like the garage or the lounge, like all on the floor. Yeah.
We always have to give up our rooms.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, go ahead. But yeah.
I remember there was this one time we had mom's family over. I think it was for a funeral.
Yeah.
And then we went to the funeral service and came home and our house was robbed.
Oh,
and
I remember
they took
that.
some of their stuff as well.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it was pretty scary. But yeah, I felt bad for them. But I think we because I don't know if it's a culture thing, but we compensated for their missing stuff. But like, but what about my PlayStation?
They just shut up.
They were just missing clothes. But yeah, it was and then we had granddad's funeral.
Yeah.
And it was at our house, and I don't, as Samoan tradition is, we have the open casket at family's house, and you got to deck out the whole lounge and everything. Have your
there's a certain way of making like what we do, especially for funerals and stuff. Yeah.
And so like siapos on the wall, like the fine mats and everything, and then have a special place for the casket.
Yeah.
And then we have like some sort of sheet on the casket as well.
Yeah.
And then people like I think we set up the lounge as well for people to sleep. Yeah. In the lounge. So it's like one last night with the deceased member. And that was crowded out. Yeah, that was our house was like a 3-bedroom house. Yeah. It was small. Yeah. And it was also the first time I actually seen for pigs. Like it's a big thing, in our culture. Like I actually seen it get slaughtered. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, they do that here? I thought it came already dead. Yeah. So even though like we talked about this in the previous episode where poor kids are not allowed to eat. Yeah. But that time I didn't even want to eat it.
You just saw Babe get slaughtered.
I already bonded with this pig. Like it was a pet. Yeah. And then just see it slaughtered. Oh man. Oh my God.
And it's so scary too, because it's not a very, for me, I don't know if it's humane though. Like, it's just cruel. It's really cruel. But then people are like, well, that's how animals are, Oh,
well, sorry to all the vegetarians.
Yeah. And the vegans, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I like, when I saw that, didn't want to eat it. Yeah. I was like, a poor pig. Yeah. But it's a thing that I think that's why usually they keep the kids away anyway, but but it was quite an event. I saw a lot of things
there were different, I think it was because it was our first time experiencing death within our family, so we were quite young as well. I think I was 9.
I think in my early teens. Yeah And we had like everyone over, and there was just so much food, and then most of us were all in the kitchen. Us kids had to stay away. We did our own thing.
Stay out of the way.
Or the the adults were in the kitchens, and then you had the elderly. They had their own sort of.
You all have different sections.
What do they do in the lounge? Because they get to sit there and just talk and stuff.
Maybe they just talk about memories and different things that they went through with the deceased and or how their families have been. I think that's what they do. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if it's similar with other Pacific Island cultures, but Samoans, like you have the elderly in the lounge, and then you have the next generation in the kitchen. They're cooking all the food, and we have to serve them the food.
Yeah.
There's a certain more, I think, a formal and respectful way that you announce that it's time to eat. Sort of thing. Yeah. And I was like, I never got that responsibility.
Yeah.
But I think because they knew I could barely speak Samoan anyway, so I would have stuffed up. But and out of respect, you always had to wear a lava lava.
Yeah.
Even when you're serving food, so you weren't allowed to wear short shorts or tights or anything like that.
Pretty much the same rules that you already know of, but especially for these sorts of events, you do not.
Yeah, and it's not just funerals as well. It's the same with weddings and all the other functions that we have. It's similar. And then you also, I'm not too familiar with Fat Samoa as well, but in our culture, even when you have chiefs and stuff there, there's this whole process.
There really is.
Yeah, it's I'm not too familiar, but you just see the giving of food, boxes of corned beef, or money, or mats, and there's a whole
it's really
and then they get up and they say things, and I don't know, I'm not too familiar with it, but there's just a whole cultural tradition that happens in functions.
It's really it's for me. I find it beautiful to watch, but I'm not educated in that sense where I know what it's about.
Yeah.
It's important. You understand the importance of it. But I'm not 100% sure what the actual meaning of it is.
Yeah. And for us, I can understand Samoan. I can speak it a little bit as well. But this level is a different level. It's a real formalized way of Samoan language. Yeah. And I never understood it when I heard it. And I still always think they're fighting because of the way they say it as well.
I think it's just how they have to announce the word and pronounce the words, and the way they have to speak. They have to say it with such a manner that that's what they have to do.
Yeah, you can't speak any other way. It had to be the specific sort of real formal, proper way of speaking the Samoan language.
Yeah.
And I never understand Samoan. If anyone was to speak to me in Samoan, I understand.
Yeah.
But that the chief language, I don't know what that is, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's because it's another sort of level of they're a lot more sophisticated with their words. That I'm just what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Someone tell me what it means.
It's when we probably not even close to similar, but it's we understand the everyday English language.
Yes.
But then when they speak it in a more
advanced way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's and they have those big words in there and everything.
Such a bigger vocabulary and everything.
Yeah. Then I'm oh, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But functions are it's a fun thing.
It is.
When I was a kid, I enjoyed going to functions, but then now that I'm an adult,
it's a lot different than what it was as a child. A child, you don't know anything. You're just playing around, mucking around, running around. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But everything behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes into it.
I'm not gonna badmouth it. Don't take offense, but it is what happens. But you start to notice things as well when you get older. Yeah.
You knew as a kid, you would see little things, but then you're oh, yeah. But now you're an adult, you're oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like you mentioned it before with the leaving with the plate of food.
Yeah. My family, like, I'm not trying to like say we're like, better than anyone, but we never did that. We would never go like when there's food like ready, we wouldn't go and like get our own plates and then put it in the car.
Yeah, and then come back and then
and then start eating.
We all know those, uncles and aunties.
We see you. Especially the ones who didn't bring anything. They didn't bring anything to the kongai or anything, but for some reason they've packed on all their like, the supper polystyrene tray things. They've like packed it, and it's not just one. It's not just one, guys. It's always like multiple, and then they like they yell out to their kid like, Sina, I don't have a melee cover. Go and take this to the car. And then that poor kid, that kid's embarrassed because they know they're that family who has to. So like the walk of shame to the car.
Yeah, we all know that one family, and it's these days it's they come without they come to the function with no food, but they come with the foil trays.
Yeah, what's that, guys, man? But I don't know why no one ever says anything. Like, because we know what happens, but no one says anything.
Yeah,
like they're just like, yeah.
But why would you say something?
Because I'd be like, you didn't bring anything.
If they have no shame to take that food to the car, they have no shame to fight you.
That is true. That is also true. That's probably why they do it. They're like, oh, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You ain't going to do shit.
But then I noticed when with functions as well, like a lot of my trays and bowls go missing.
And pots. Oh, you have to write your name on the pots. Because I used to wonder why they're like different families. Like I'd be sitting there like eating, but I'd see like from the kitchen and stuff, you see all these ulos, like pots and pans or whatever. And it's got either the tape and then their name, or they've just used texta or, permanent marker, and and it's not little either. And it's on the lid too. Yeah. They write it on the lid.
On the pot and the lid. Yeah.
Like, who steals pots, man? Why are you doing that for? Why are you doing that? Just buy your free pots.
The amount of tea towels as well, because they use that to
cover,
tighten the lid.
Yeah. And then they know they can make gold. They're like, that's my pot.
That's my towel.
And that's my solo that I need to take back before I go. And it's mainly the poor women because they have to take it in. So I used to wonder why are their names on the pots? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's another one? Grandmothers. Has anyone especially particularly us young females, right?
Okay.
Has anyone gone to a function and have not been called fat or lapoa by a grandmother?
I don't think this. Yeah. Like it's common with but that's just how brutal our old school generation are. I'm guessing it's because that's how they were brought up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Is it normal? I don't know if it's normal amongst other families, but that your own family would put you down.
Oh yeah.
Is it who puts down who has the best insult?
Who can make their kid cry first?
Yeah. Because it hurts, man.
But as kids, you just take it. You just stand there like. Yeah.
Because it's always like, oh, makwai la po'akele, man, you've put on so much weight.
Yeah.
And it's like, what about you?
Yeah. And it is always the aunties or, those ones who aren't the slimmest of But, and you can't say that as a kid because you'll die. Yeah. You'll be face planted on the ground.
Sometimes I wish I could be that ballsy.
Yeah.
Just want to look like you, auntie.
Then you're like, is it worth it?
Yeah. Nah. And I know with our functions, we always have this, but at a lot of functions that I've been to, they're never even though you have so much food on the table, you can never go without KFC.
Yep.
I mean, even
that's
though you've got all of homemade food, everything, but there for some reason always has to be KFC.
And if there's not, I'm not gonna lie, I actually get really devo. How could you forget? Who forgot?
I wonder if it's I don't know if they're also thinking about the guests non-islanders or like Balangis.
I don't think so.
True.
I think they just love KFC. They need to have it there. I've never been to a function, I don't think, where there hasn't been KFC chicken.
Yeah, same. Like you can have all the food, like all the island food you have, but then you always have KFC.
Yeah.
I love KFC.
Yeah. Just craving.
But you also mentioned before food critics. That's I think for planning a function, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be food critics.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
And it's everything. It's the amount of food, the quality of food, what the type of food it is, how much you spent on the food.
Yep. How it was
everything.
Cooked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who brought what? Was it nice? Who made something disgusting? Who made something
who didn't bring food?
Yeah. But there's never any compliment. There's never any that one made such a great, sapasui. They made a great corned beef. Like never any compliment. It's always like an insult.
And it's like, but who sits there? Oh yeah, he brought this. Yep, he brought kaloa sapasui. Yep. This one, oh no, I didn't see. Did you see?
I saw them pack the food and take it to their cars, but I didn't see them bring anything.
With my ulo.
But then at the next function, you like a get together you have, you're like, where's my ulo that you took last week, or 3 months ago?
Because they don't bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why a lot of them have now just stuck to they cook it in those pots and pans, but now they put it into foil trays or plastic things.
Yeah, because now it's the same with me. I will never take my own pots and trays and that.
Yeah.
I'll always buy.
Yeah.
And it's cheap anyway.
Yeah. It just saves a lot of unnecessary stress.
Yeah. And plus, you always, there's a limit that you cannot have. Like, you can't just have, finger foods. You
can't, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have a mountain of food.
Yeah, because if you go and say, 2 different things, it's considered like crap. Or 3 different things. There has to be, heaps of variety.
Yeah. And they don't care if you're poor.
Yeah, they don't care.
You got to have food for them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't show up. But then, because another issue with poly functions and that is the amount of uninvited guests.
Oh my gosh. Let's speak some truth to this.
So someone's already. Let's get into this.
Because both of us, we as the eldest girls, we majority of the time when we have our own individual functions with our own families or big functions or whatever, it's already stressful. We're already stressed about organizing it, getting stuff ready for it, budgeting for it. So we're already trying to do that. And then when you have people who aren't courteous like that and they rock up with people you didn't even know, you're just
that means you don't eat.
Exactly. Even though there's enough for everyone.
Yeah.
It's just a courtesy thing, I suppose. We're not going to say get lost or go away, but we're going to be sitting there man, that's a bit rude. Yeah.
But I think it's a bit and I've seen some people who purposely don't put a variety of food or a lot of food in it because they know that a lot of people will just come for the food.
Yeah.
I don't know any other culture that will go to a function, an event, not for the actual function.
But for the food.
But for the food.
Mm-hmm. Preach. Preach.
I see a lot more, a lot more people at the, say, for example, funeral, right?
Yeah.
See a lot of them at the after function.
Yep.
Or the wedding.
Yep.
You see more of them at the reception than they were at the ceremony.
Yeah. They didn't even make it to the ceremony. They weren't there.
They went straight to the...
They actually parked at the, where the reception is. They're waiting there till they're allowed to go in.
Yeah. But then they have to wait anyway for the bride and groom to get there.
Yeah, but I think they just... Because you know how there's a lot of lines. I've been to a lot of island functions where there's such a long line to get in.
Oh.
So a lot of them are quite smart in that sense because they're the first in the line. They're not even, some of them aren't even family members. They're just church members that, or friends. But they're the first ones in the line. Meanwhile, the family of the bride all the way at the back of the line.
Yeah, because they were at the ceremony.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But it's funny how they never, like, no one ever says anything. Like, it's not like someone will go up to them and be like, hey,
Yeah, well, that's why, like, I mean, I guess that's why we have a lot of content, because
yeah.
there's a lot of shifty things that go on that we notice, but no one says anything.
Yeah. Like, it's not like they go up to them but because when they do, like, rock up, they're just like, oh, Marlo, have you been here long?
But that's another thing, the you know, gossiping ladies, but then they're, Marlo, why am I
got a little fight.
I know you already knew my history before I got here.
Pretty much.
Everyone knows everything about you.
Yeah. Or what they think they know of you.
Yeah. All that too. Which is probably like why there's so much alcohol.
Oh. It helps to numb the senses.
Yeah, but I find I remember with going to a lot of functions is there's more alcoholic drinks than there are like soft drinks.
Man.
Or water.
And because we're kids, because I remember as kids, we're quite thirsty, we're quite parched. And then when you go and ask your mum or something, you're thirsty, like, I'm not speaking from experience, since my mum was like, you know, really good in that sense, but other kids, they'd go and ask their mum and they're just like, yeah, make me paddle. Yeah. But they have like eskies of like alcohol. Because I remember, like, I think it was a function I went to years ago, but I was like, oh, what are in those? And then you just look at it as all beer. Yeah. And I'm like, but back then, you know, when you're little, you don't know. So it's like, well, can't I have that? Yeah. Like, oh, no. Yeah. No, you just drink from the hose over there in the backyard. The one that your dog's drinking. Oh, bloody hell. And then, but we always, I don't know, with a lot of functions, there's always groups as well. Yeah. You have the kids, then you have the teens, and then you have the adults that are working in the kitchen, then you have the elderly. Yeah. So all like kind of like segregated. Yeah. There's you're already categorized into what you're going to like contribute to this day. Yeah.
I know a lot of us are mostly like Christian, right? I never understood the having your priest over to the birthday function. Like, say if it's like even a 5-year-old function. Birthday. Oh yeah, you have to invite the faith out, like the reverend, and they come and they bless the food and that, and then they walk away with the envelope. Oh yeah. They don't come for free, but yeah.
I think it's just a respect thing that us Islanders or Samoans do. Yeah. Again, we don't know what's like the meaning of it is. Yeah. Probably ask our mums, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But like with us, I know we eat a lot. We also drink a lot. Yeah. How many times how many functions can you count where there's been fights? Or where there hasn't been fights, actually?
Next question, please. Because alcohol is, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's gonna it changes people. Like, it's one of those things that it's automatically going to change that person from a sane-minded person.
But I don't know if it's like I don't know. This might actually, like, you know, make it sort of sound better than it actually is, but for some reason, why do like, you know, Islanders feel like they're you know, deep within they're warriors? So it's like, you know, when they drink, that part of them comes out and they just want to fight. Yeah. And it's like, why do you need to show? Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's always that one that always wants to fight everyone. Yep.
But there's always going to be different functions. Like, even when I was younger, like, there was always like some sort of a disagreement. Yeah. And you're just like, what? What's going on?
And it's funny because it's like you have a lot of police rock up at the doorstep, not for, you know, as noise control, not because we're playing music. It's usually because of the way we talk really loud, we laugh really loud. Yeah.
That's actually true though.
But it's like, other Balangi is more like, turn your music down. Like, but ours is not even the music.
Yeah, it's very rowdy.
Turn your voice down.
Yeah. Go to sleep now. It's 3 a.m, guys.
It's been 2 days.
Wasn't this for like a kid's birthday? It's not even like a 21st or something. It's like we're a 5-year-old's party.
I know.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. 5-year-old party, that was more, all they got was cake and they had to go to sleep.
Not all of them. We're not saying all of them, just.
No, there's always like, there's always that one function or there's always that one family. Or
Yeah. Like when they rock up, they're like, oh, they've arrived.
Yeah. Like, whenever there's, those sort of drink ups as well, there's always that random that sleeps in the backyard that's still there in the morning.
It's like, who's that? I'm not sure. And then you have to call them like uncle or something, and you're just like, but is he even my uncle? Who are you?
I've never seen him in my life.
Yeah. What's your name? What's my name?
Oh man, there was this one time like, how we had that house with the granny flat, but it was on the side.
Yeah.
And I had the granny flat. And the granny flat was actually connected to the garage.
Yeah. That was such a nice granny flat.
And there was this one time, me and my brother, we were on the computer and we were, I don't know what we were doing. We were like playing on the computer or something. Anyway, the door opens. This random ass stranger just walks in and he just looks at us and then we're looking at him. And I swear it was like probably a minute pause.
Oh my
we're just trying to figure each other out.
What the heck?
I know. And he was like, wait, my lord, just going to use the toilet. I was like, but that's my toilet.
But you're like, who are you, first of all? What in the blue hell is this?
Yeah. It was just waltz right in, use the toilet, and then walk back out.
What the heck?
I was like, I don't know you. Anyway.
Was he like your mum and dad's friend or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a random. Like from the street.
It wasn't random for me. Okay. I never seen this guy in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, and to begin with, it's like, my bathroom, it didn't have a lock.
Oh, it didn't? Yeah.
So whenever we had people over, like I would lock all my doors.
Yeah.
Just to go use the toilet.
Yeah.
But there was one time I walked in, because remember, it's to me, it's my own room. So I didn't think anybody was going to, walk in and use the bathroom. But so I walked in and I opened the door. There's someone sitting on my toilet. I think they were about to wipe as well.
Did you have to mention that?
No, I'm just saying, you have these random strangers in the house.
And because it's a sliding door too, so she just slid it open. And then you're like, slide it back.
I slid it open. And again, it was like, we just looked at each other like... Like, I don't know, but for me, it was a mixture of like...
Am I scared?
This guy's shitting on my toilet. And the other thing was, who the hell are you?
How about you just made eye contact and just stared at each other?
But how, like, sometimes it feels longer than it is.
Yeah.
But it actually felt like we just stared at each other.
He's probably waiting for you to get out so you can finish. But you're just standing there like, processing. Who are you?
It was funny because the granny flat was opposite the house. So my brother knew he was in there.
Okay.
And he knew I was walking towards it. He was waiting. When I closed the door and I turned around, he's looking at me like, shame. I hate you.
Oh God! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, never.
Yeah, functions, people, functions.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
That guy, if you're watching.
So next time, lock all the doors.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for kids, right? Because you don't like. because you don't know these people, right? And then like, you know, for adults, they're you know, your friends and stuff like that. But you know, for kids, it's just like complete strangers.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stories about.
Yeah, heaps.
But like, you know, we're fortunate. Nothing like, you know, bad happened.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, there are cases that happen like that. Well, yeah, but
there's a lot of things.
That was probably the baddest of it. Just see someone like, you know, half wiping their ass.
That was the most trauma you got.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I think he was more traumatized.
Oh, man.
But yeah, just
a heads up, man.
Just a heads up. That's what it's like.
But there's certain things I don't like that people do at functions. Like I think one of my hugest pet peeves is you know, funerals. I've noticed a lot of people like, sorry if I offend anyone, but this is just my own opinion. But they take photos with the deceased.
Yep.
And it's so
yeah, and put it on Facebook.
I'm not for it.
Yeah.
I just think it's not right. And it's sad because for me, I haven't seen any other culture do this besides Islanders.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's specifically Samoans or I'm not saying that, but I haven't seen like Balangis do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we need to be like Balangis or anything, but I'm just saying that sort of thing, especially with how respectful us Islanders are.
Yeah. And,
you know, that sort of way of growing up. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Can someone explain that to me?
Because like it's disrespectful.
That's pretty much what it is to me.
Yeah. And like I don't see the purpose of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to get from it.
Yeah.
Or like you're mourning.
Yeah. Like why is a selfie of you with that, you know, person who's parted, like, you know, what?
Because it's like
what?
It's a sad moment, it's a devastating moment. Where in that time do you find the time to be, oh hey, I should take a photo?
Yeah. And it's not one where they're sad either. They're smiling. Like some of them are actually smiling, and I don't understand. Like they smile. Like the camera's here, person's here, and they're smiling, and I don't get it.
Well, I've seen the ones where it's someone else taking a photo of someone else that's like crying.
Yeah,
you know, she's like, you know, leaning over, kissing the deceased, and they're crying, and someone else is taking the photo of that, and it's like. How is that photo worthy? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah.
I think everyone's just different, but I'm not for.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. And I would like to hear other people's opinions on it as well. But
just explain to us why you do that. If you do that, can you explain to me why?
And if there's other people there, like, do you agree or do you not agree?
Yeah.
If, you know, that's a disrespectful thing to do.
Yeah.
I never got that too.
That's my pet peeve with funerals. Like I've seen heaps of beautiful funerals and like the way they've set up everything, and it's a beautiful, because they're obviously sending them off, you know, in a respectful and peaceful and you can sense the love, like you can just see it. But then I don't understand those instances where I've seen people take photos and I don't get it.
Yeah, no, same. And it's like, for me, like, I don't want to scroll through Facebook and just see dead people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no disrespect. I don't want to see dead people. Like, I didn't even see photos of this person alive. Yeah. And now I'm going to see him dead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it either.
But for me, like, when I pass, I hope my kids and my grandkids or my great-grandkids, I hope they understand that I don't want my face up there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the deceased wanted their face up there. Yeah. Like obviously you can't ask them, but like, did they tell you that they wouldn't mind you doing that? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's just let them go in peace.
Yeah. No, I don't see any purpose in it. Like, other than, you know, you just want to put something out for show. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, it's like.
It's really morbid.
Yeah.
Like I've seen heaps, like when I'm scrolling through, and there have been times I've just unfollowed. Like, yeah, I've just unfollowed because I don't like it.
Yeah. But that never used to happen before.
I don't think so either.
So I think we're also in the culture where, you know, like social media, everyone's for the likes and the comments and stuff like that. And I think we're also like, it's even now sort of, you know, part of our culture as well. Like it's across like global, right? Everyone's sort of like on social media for the likes and for the comments and for the attention.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're no different.
Yeah.
which is sad because I always thought we were like, you know, honorable, respectful kind of people. But then to see that sort of stuff on there, it's like,
I'm not for it, man.
I don't see anything honorable or respectful about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I'm probably going to tell my kid, like, yeah, when mum dies.
But you have to, you know what I mean?
To me, it should be automatic.
Yeah.
But like, it's sad how you have to like now have to have these talks with your kids because in a world full of technology now, like, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it might not even be your kids. It might be relatives and stuff like that take photo. Maybe just tattoo it on your forehead. Do not take pictures of me. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
That's one of the things I don't like. I don't think there's not too much I don't really like. But that one's my like, it's at the top of my list.
Yeah. Yeah. What's another thing that you don't like about functions and get-togethers?
This is only from personal experience, right? But like feeling the need to invite every single person you've ever like encountered in your life. Like if you like for a wedding, most Palangis, like my Palangi friend only had like I think 60 people at their wedding. Yeah. Another family was telling me, you know, they only had like about 100. Like that was it. But for me, like one day when I do get married, I don't want that many people. Yeah. Like I think it's beautiful. If anyone else does that, like props to you, man. Like I'm not saying it. I'm just saying for me, I don't feel the need to invite every single person I've ever met in my life. Even if you haven't spoken to them in years. Yeah. Whereas I think with Islanders, you have to invite a lot of people. Like a lot of the older people will advise you on who to invite. So they'll be like, oh, you need to invite this person or you need to invite that person and you need to make sure you invite that person or they'll get offended. And then it loses focus on the actual couple or the person's day. It's not even about their day. It becomes about what their parents want and who they want to invite. Yeah. I mean, for me, like, no offense, but I don't want to have a, like, Samoan stuff in my wedding because, like, I don't know much about it and I don't want to disrespect the culture as well if I'm going to do it wrong. You know what I mean? And that also, but, like, from what I found out is that if you invite someone to your wedding and they're a chief, you have to do it. So, and that's another reason why I sort of try and restrict my list now because like, it's like, okay, well then, you know, if I don't want to have a Samoan wedding, then I can't invite chiefs or something like that. You know what I mean? Because then you're obligated to. You have to because you can't have a chief at your wedding and then you don't do the stuff or like the traditional stuff. Yeah, or you know, give them the respect because of their ranking. You know what I mean? And it, like it's. I think for us who are brought up here in the Western countries, we're torn. We're always torn. Yeah, and it's like we look to our parents to sort of be the ones to, you know, tell us how to do it because we have no idea. Yeah. Whereas, like, you know, for me, like, I don't want to do it wrong. Yeah. Like, we just don't want to make any mistakes or offend anyone or, like, disrespect our own culture because we didn't have a better understanding of what we were meant to do. And for me, it's like, I don't want to, honestly, personally, I don't care what anybody says about me, but it's more out of like for my parents, you know what I mean? Like, because people talk. Yeah. Like, let's not joke around about it, but like people talk. And then like, if I like stuff it up, it's going to make them look bad because they're going to be talking shit about them, not about me. And so like, that's another reason why I don't want to invite too many people. Yeah. No. my thing is that's part of it, but mine is also money. I cannot afford to pay for these, especially sorry guys, the people who you don't know, but you know they only come for the feed. Like, no thanks. Yeah, but then it's what about the people who go to church? Because it's easier for us because we don't go to church. Yeah, but then people who actually go to church, they're obligated to have the whole church. Yeah. You know, invite them to the actual function. Yeah. Yeah. And then those people in the church will invite their people. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their family or whoever that they don't even know.
Yeah.
And they bring them as well. It's hard for them as well.
That's true.
But that's another one. We don't go to church.
We did when we were younger.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We were pretty involved in the church, actually, in our families. Some of our family members are still involved with the church. I think
we actually stopped going after Granddad died, eh? That was when we actually...
I think you guys did, yeah. But I think we stayed at the same... Because we went to the same church. We stayed for a bit longer.
Yeah.
And then we went to another church and then and then it slowly...
Oh, yeah. That was when we had to do those embarrassing performances.
I'm laughing because I actually made a mistake in one of the dances, and it's on video, which is even better because only this would only happen to me, and not to anyone else in our family. But it's so funny because you see in the video when I make this mistake, I'm trying to walk it off with a bit of pride. But you can see my poor mum's face is just frustration and disappointment because the scratching of the head, because we had learnt this like every day for like however long it was, and then for me to stuff it up. And it was the end too, the very end part of the performance. That's when I decided to, make things a little bit worse for myself.
I totally forgot about that until you mentioned it.
It's annoying because it's on camera. Like there's proof of it.
You just got the
I'm pretty sure your mum does.
What?
I'm pretty sure either your mum does or my mum does, but like, good times.
It was that long ago.
I think it was like 13, 14.
Yeah. Like, is that that's another cringe thing about,
functions.
Yeah. Even just church, like you have to have performances.
Yeah. But
I love the performances where you just perform because you want to perform.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
But when you're forced to.
Yeah. When you're forced to, you've got no say. But see, for me, I didn't mind it. Like most times I didn't mind it. But then as you get older, when you become a teenager, you don't want to sleep alone, mum. Like I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that another reason why I did stuff up that particular performance was because I was a little bit fali that I had to do this. I was a little bit sour. So, teenagers,
What was the song that we had to do?
Oh, man, did you have to?
I can't listen to that song anymore.
I can't even listen to that song anymore because it was my stuff up. So I can't even... You didn't even perform it.
Yeah, we did it like a few times. We did it.
We did.
We did it at your church.
And Grandma's
church.
Oh. Hey, I didn't stuff up that one, but that one's not even recorded.
Yeah,
so.
But that one, I actually had a guy from school.
That Grandma's one?
At the front row.
Oh, yep.
And we had to do that performance and I'm like, I swear I avoided that guy at school for a long time. But even he was laughing.
I saw that, yeah.
Pathetic.
It wasn't pathetic. It was just very cheesy.
Yes. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That was harsh. But yeah, it was just it was pathetic for me because I was embarrassed as hell.
Yeah, that they were there. Yeah.
Like at the time we were teenagers and when you're fifamang at that time.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy from school, and I was barely popular enough. But then that just
Yeah.
I was non-existent.
To be fair, it had to be a cute guy too. Like if it was like a not that much of an attractive guy, I don't think we would have been that embarrassed because it was obviously a cute guy. We had to be like, oh shit. No matter what. That was the song.
Boyzone? Oh no.
Is it?
Is it Boyzone?
I think so.
No matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that song. I stopped listening to that song since that day.
I never even listened to the song before the performance. It wasn't one of those ones that's on my phone or iPod at the time or whatever. I'm just like, oh yeah,
I liked that song before, but then after that, I was like, yeah,
oh yeah,
I was traumatized.
Yeah, good times.
But there was I think for one of our uncle's 21st, and I was probably
quite
10,
young, yeah.
And I had to join mum auntie and
I remember that.
for that performance.
Yeah.
I stuffed up in that performance too.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think there were times when my hand actions were different
Oh, yeah. But
to
you're
everyone
cute.
else. But as crowded as the room can be, you can always make out your grandma's voice.
Yeah, man. Like every Islander will know this. You will know, like, yeah.
Where grandma's like, I got you.
That means smile, Julia. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen my poor cuz. She did not look happy, man. It was like she had this really like blank, just very blank expression, and it wasn't even trying to be angry. It was just like I can't even deal. Like,
But remember that time my brother's 21st, so you guys were performing, and that's all where I heard too was grandma.
Oh yeah, but to my sister,
like, yeah. Yeah.
It's because I think for me, I love watching performances. Like whenever I go to a function, and especially when the girl Siva or like anything, I love watching it because you can see how proud they are and how much pride they have in their performance. But yeah, I think it's just different when you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I didn't mind, but when I didn't want to, that's when I was like.
I guess that's where we can really sort of see how we definitely are plastic Samoans.
Yeah.
In that way, because I mean, props to grandma. I know, like, even though she lectured us and everything, and told us what to do when we're performing, but she is a good dancer though.
Yeah, and she did, and she's so happy and proud too.
Yeah, and the way that grandma used to always try and teach us to Siva Samoa is be graceful.
Yeah.
And back then I was like, that was like, I think I was a tomboy back.
Yeah.
So like, when you with your hand movements and that,
it's too stiff.
Yeah. Grandma always says soft, soft. Even her voice at first is soft. Yeah. Like, say soft.
After about 30 minutes, they're just like, soft.
I was like, but that's just how it is. I am going soft. But but then when I watch her do it, I'm like, man, that's a skill you gotta learn.
And they have such finesse too. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd love, like, if I do get married, I know I'm gonna want performances because I just think it's so good. Like, I love watching like beautiful like performances by like our Pacifica people. So
yeah. I mean, that's one of the best things about our poly functions and events, and that is the performances. Yeah, I love watching perform. Like, I think that's the highlight of a lot of our functions.
But then it's sad when it's not a performance that's that was the greatest performance. Like when there's
I love like what I love about it is like how even with the men, right? As tough looking as they are, but then like you see that humble side where they can actually dance like girls and that, and like it makes it funny and fun, and you just a lot of laughs as well. And I love seeing like the grandmothers popping the balloons. The way they go crazy on the floor and all that.
I think it's so good because everyone's so happy and you can feel the love in the room. Like
one thing I'll say about polyfunctions is that it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
And you it's not boring at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. But then you have like you have the, like, say for example, weddings, you have the performances, then you have, the bride's dance, and then it's always at the end where everybody sort of like the floor's open and and like
it's good to end the night too. Like dancing the night away.
Yeah. And then like I don't know why, but I'm actually like, I love the fact that we have hyena laughs.
I think so. Like, who even laughs like not expressive anyway? Like,
yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't know. I think the only time my hyena laugh comes out is when I'm drunk.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't think I laugh loud.
Oh yeah, I laugh loud.
But I love being around islanders that laugh so loud.
Oh yeah. Because then it makes it even funnier. Like, not only are you laughing at the joke that was just said, their laugh is even funnier as well. So it's like a combination of things.
And it's contagious.
Yeah.
And you just can't help but feel like, you want to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we also have the best humor, I reckon.
I agree. Like maybe we're being biased, but
yeah, like you know, I mean, there are a lot of times I've gone to other functions as well, and you know, no one can joke the way we do. And if we do joke to other cultures like we do, it's always offensive. Or, you know, you got to be sort of, you know, that's a bit touchy.
Hold it back a bit.
Yeah. Whereas like you cannot joke, like, you know,
I think that's where we can be ourselves, really be our authentic selves, is when we're around other islanders, because we know we're on that same level and wavelength. Whereas I have been to functions where there's like palangis or something and we're not on the same page. So then I'm laughing like hysterically and they're not laughing and you're just like, oh, okay.
But it's funny how, you know, everything that we talked about today, how we end up being like, you know, like say, for example, food critics. So when we go to other functions, it's funny how we become the food critics.
We actually do.
Yeah. Like as much as we mock it and everything, but we end up being like that.
Yeah.
That's
who we are.
Yeah. It's in our nature.
Exactly. But
food is life.
Yeah, man. It's just not on. I can't go to a function where the portions are just not for me, man.
Have you ever gone to a like say you know, another like a Palangi function, right?
Yeah.
And there's another Samoan there. You've never met the Samoan.
Yep.
And then like, you know, the first thing you guys talk about to just break the ice is there's not enough food.
The lack of food that was provided. We're already bonding because we can understand our like level of frustration and disappointment of why did we come here?
But it's like you've never met this guy, this person in your life. Yeah. But then you know, like, you know, for like there's just a connection.
You just gravitate towards the person who can relate.
And then you just start bitching about them.
We do. And then the rest of them, and then when we leave, we're just like, nice meeting you.
Become best friends after that.
And each other on Facebook and shit. You're just like, remember that party we went to?
Yeah.
Kaya food.
But it's because like, you know, if it was anyone else, you know, we don't know how they'll react. Or like
that's exactly right.
How dare you say that?
Yeah. That's offensive.
But we know it's just all jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is jokes, but we're also being for real. Because there's been instances where I've been to a function and I can't believe the tiny portions, and you just, because when we go to functions, we know we're going to get fed. Island functions, we know we're going to eat really well that day. It's like we even look forward to it. Yeah, we're just like, I can't wait to eat the food. And then we go home, you know, our bellies are full, our hearts are full, you know, we laughed all night or whatever, and we're happy. Yeah. But when we go to another function and we leave hungry, and when you're hungry, you know you're mad. Because I'm straight mad.
Yeah.
And then you went there anticipating that there'll be great food there or there'll be food there. And then now you have to go and make food, or you have to go buy a takeaway or whatever because they didn't provide enough food.
Yeah.
And I think we just consider it like rude. How dare they not provide us with enough food? That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Nah, I think we all feel it. Yeah. Even though we're like ashamed to admit it, but but you know what's funny? Like I thought we were bad, but because Rob's South African, right?
Okay.
They're the same.
Oh yeah.
With food.
Okay.
And like, you know, the success of your function and event
is based solely on your food. It could be the boringest event ever, but if your food isn't on point,
it doesn't matter if you have Fitch in the Rock in there, but if you do not have food, that is what, you know, gauges the success of your event.
Yeah. Even if you didn't make anything, buy something. Yeah. Like even if you have to get takeaway or pizzas and like just make something out of nothing, just do that.
Yeah.
But like just those Le Mafs people who you go over and then you're just like, oh, thanks for having us. And then you drive away like, I'm hungry.
But then again, like, you know, no one has our stomachs, so and our appetites.
Okay, so that's fair.
You can't blame them.
Okay, I'll let it slide then.
But, you know, just a heads up for all those non-islanders, like, you know, if you have functions and you know you're going to have islanders there, better have the time.
Yeah, feed your islanders.
Better have a buffet.
But it's simple. Like, it's just the easiest way to do things.
Yeah. No, I love, like, I don't spend, because I know a lot of Balangis as well, they spend money on catering.
Yeah.
And it's like you spend thousands of dollars for, like, like 3 trays of food or something. And it's like, you can buy that, like, you can use that $1,000 to go to the shops and make food and have, like, a full-on buffet.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, we buy our own, man. We cater our own.
Yeah.
But what I love, oh man, that's another thing I found on Facebook. I can't remember. I should find out in NZ. There's a guy who started a business, and it's full catering service, island food.
Oh, yum.
And it's like, he's got, like, it's not even just like small portions. He's got a whole feast.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. Can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I was just looking at it, and he's got like, probably, like massive long tables, and it's not just one table; it's like rows of tables. But he's got everything: seafood, got the pigs, and like full on pig. Yeah, and then he's got all of the galos and all of that. It's so good.
Yum.
Like, that's a smart business, but
I agree,
especially for our people.
Yeah, if you guys ever like make a business like that, please let us know.
Yeah, I will hire you.
Yeah, we need it, especially with the amount of functions we have. Yeah. We would really need that in our lives.
Especially with because we know that islanders have big functions and have so many people, and then for a catering service that provides the food and the amount of food that we like, the kind of food that we like, and you see more meat, less salad. Yeah. It's always going to be a hit. Yeah. That's a good business idea. I agree. I thought that was smart ass. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's like just breaking it in. Yeah. I think that's it.
I think I'm good.
I don't know anything. Sorry if we offended anybody.
Yeah. But if you know anything else that, happens at functions or anything, like, please let us know.
Yeah. What's something that, Polly is different, that we do differently? And what are the sly things that, go under the radar and no one notices, but we all know it happens?
we just talk about it backstab them, like when we get home. And
there's always that, always that one family or that,
that one person.
We always have those cunning and shifty people. Yeah. Every now and then. But they make it, you know what? They actually make it funny.
Interesting. Yeah. They make the time interesting.
They give us something to talk about.
Yeah, pretty much.
On the ride home. Yeah. And the next function. And we bond, We bond with any islander. Yeah. On that term. But yeah. I would say be nice.
I would say make heaps. Like, you need to feed, like, islanders are like, there's a number of us. So just make sure you have heaps of food.
Or what works for us, what we've been doing lately in our functions is bring a plate.
Yeah. Everyone brings something.
Yeah, we tell everyone to bring a plate. We'll still make the majority of it, but bring a plate of food just to help out.
Oh, also, if it's not a plate like that you would eat
for yourself.
Yeah, it's a, like, when we say bring a plate, it's not a plate size. It's
true.
just to make sure because if you rock up with just that plate, we'll just send you back. We'll just like go and bring us more plates.
Yeah. And it also helps with the buffet style that we always have.
We always buffet
like
style.
Variety. Yeah. So like, what I do now is with my siblings, I'll say I'll make the pork, and they'll say I'll make this, I'll make that. And we end up having a variety of food.
Because there's so many of us, when we bring it all together, there's actually quite a lot of food. So
and you don't have to cook everything as well. Yeah, we'll end it at that.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
I'm hungry.
I'm starving. I don't know if you guys could tell how snappy we were getting.
I could eat a buffet right now. Speaking of buffet, sorry. How is it that, when we do go to buffet restaurants?
Yeah.
Sorry. I saw this meme online, and it's
is it the singer man?
Yeah. The Asian buffet employees.
And they're just like,
So what was it?
Like when the islanders arrive.
Yeah, when the islanders arrive and you see the workers behind there.
Yeah.
Just crying.
It's just like, oh no.
It's true, but every time I go to a buffet restaurant, it's always packed with islanders.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? Because years ago, probably more than 10 years ago, they had the dinner-sized plates before.
Yeah.
Have you noticed now that they're side plates, all of them?
Yeah.
They've reduced the size of the plates just because us islanders.
I'm pretty sure that's why. Like I ain't gonna say like, that's
I know it's because of islanders. But they don't care anyway, because before they used to get 5 plates of food.
Now we get 10.
Now we get 10.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Or even use your trolley.
Yeah. You thought you could trick us? You thought you could trick us? I mean, I don't know if they've made it worse now because it's like more dishes.
True. That's why they legit cry.
They're probably like, we can't win.
Just this one time, I went to a buffet, and they had, say like, how they have the bowls of food and just saying I couldn't change the food quick enough, right? Oh. It was empty, right? And you know how they have to like replace it? Yeah. So someone lady. So where's the rice? I think it was like fried rice.
Yeah.
So where's the rice? The guy's holding it.
He's probably like, I don't know where the rice could be.
But because the one in front of her is empty, she just couldn't wait.
Settle down, guys.
It's 5 seconds to...
He's going to take it out and then replace. Nah, man. Calm down, man.
Nah, if you want to see like, characters and that,
go to a buffet. You will see a lot of stuff there. And I feel bad because we've been that family where we go to like a buffet and this little Palangi family is waiting for us 50 people to just get in.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Hey, we all know, even though there's no signs, we all know, like Palangis know that you go around in a circle sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you take turns. But no, someone's cut in.
Yeah.
Take it and then they go cut in on the other side.
And you can feel the tension, man. You can just sense like the Palangi man in front of them looking at them like, if only I could say something, but your whole family's here. I want to live. So I'm not going to say anything.
We always take up those big ass rows of tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually really quiet on one side and then you just hear the hyena laughs on that side.
And the back and forth. To make sure you have 5 plates on the table for your one sitting.
Yeah.
I love buffets though.
Yeah.
You know what? Props to those workers because...
Yeah, thank you so much for your patience and your...
Not
your
only
time.
that, but for some reason, it is fast the way they restock that food.
That's true.
So it's like they already know.
Yeah.
They have to have like, something already made on the side.
They even come collect your plates super quick too. Like, we go through a lot of plates, but they're still there. There's like 3 of them, like, collecting plates.
Yeah, they never run out of plates too. Despite how many plates we get in one sitting.
Yeah.
They're like, when we go back to get a new plate for some reason, there's always like, plates.
But I reckon they're going to start making rules, to be honest. Like if buffets ever come back, they're going to like limit it to like at a time. Because the maximum I've ever seen another person do it, like a non-islander do it, was probably like 2 or 3.
Oh.
Of the small plates.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, but they wouldn't know anyway because a lot of those, they will take the 3, put it on the table and go back for another 3.
That's true.
I think they've tried.
It's not working out.
We always find a way. When it comes to food, there's always when there's a will, there's a way. When there's an appetite, there's a way.
Yeah, man. We will find it.
All right. Okay. I'm going to end it there because I'm friggin' hungry.
We're starving.
All right. Stay safe. Be kind. Appreciate the workers in these buffet restaurants.
Man.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.